Well, hello there, ladies and gents. I'm Tammy Sipniewski, your crypto queen. Thank you so much for popping by my channel. And yes, it's another drama video. It's so weird because like last year, I didn't really make drama videos. It was all about cryptocurrency, but you know what? They keep pulling me in. So I have to make a video in response to George's video. George. Now, like I said, I don't really watch George. I don't know that much about him, but to me, he strikes me as like, I don't, maybe he's an only child. Like they have that entitlement and, they're very thin-skinned. And that's how George strikes me. I grew up with brothers in Jersey. Like you had to learn to take a joke. You had to learn to take a ribbing or else you simply didn't survive, right? That's just how that goes. But George, man, he just very thin-skinned. And he's a liar. A provable liar, because we're going to go through his video and show the things that he said, I said, that simply was not true. Lies. That's not a personal thing, whatevs. But I didn't know that he was a dirty, disgusting liar. Well, what do I mean when I say that? Oh no, George, this you? George, this you? Yep. So we'll get to this. For those of you maybe who don't know, because a lot of people are new to cryptocurrency, they don't know a lot of what transpired last year with the contagion, how there was a domino effect of things collapsing and closing down. And one of the things that closed down was a platform where you could put your cryptocurrency on. It was called Celsius. Now, Celsius, you'd be able to put your cryptocurrency on there and earn yield. Like, so they would take your crypto, loan it out to people, and you would get a slice of the interest. It was a good idea, right? But there were rumors about, there could be liquidity problems, like all these other things, especially those platforms that were promising a high percentage interest rate, like Terra Luna. They were doing like 20%, which everybody knew was unsustainable. Celsius, too, had a very high interest rate on some of the larger assets. And people are like, this is just unsustainable. So there were already rumors buzzing weeks and weeks before Celsius shut down. And apparently, when the rumors were going around saying, hey, you know what? Celsius might shut down. George is like, no. Just, FUD surrounding Celsius, and it's all cool. So let's see. He made this video on June 11th. Today, I want to talk about the FUD surrounding Celsius network and the Cell token. And he pretty much told his followers that, no, it's FUD. Once again, I'll remind you, that was June 11th. Okay. Well, thank you to Bitfinex. Shout out to Bitfinex because, and then Zach XBT shared this yesterday because when George had originally shared his tweet about how his channel got shut down, I reshared George's tweet and I'm saying, hey man, please reconsider Team YouTube. This is ridiculous. And that's why I took my video down as a show of solidarity with George. Not because I thought my video had anything to do with his channel being taken down at all, period. But then I see this because Zach XBT, who is, as we know, the blockchain sleuth, put hashtag deserved. And he included all of this with that. And I was like, damn, did he really do that? So remember, that video was on June 11th. We can see here. Here's the withdrawals. He started withdrawing off of Celsius almost 2 weeks. Well, no, actually, I think this was the second. So 9 days, over a week before he even made that video, he already started to pull all his shit off Celsius. That's bad. Like that's how do you trust somebody? Like, and maybe there's a lot of people that are new to his channel, but that ain't cool. I think out of everything that I've seen about George so far, that's the worst because a lot of people were financially ruined because of Celsius, financially ruined because of Terra Luna. Three Arrows Capital. Like, people lost their life savings. And to hear that, you know what? He had the forethought to pull his stuff off of Celsius. What he should have done, if he cared about anybody that's a follower of his channel or a subscriber to his channel or even a channel member, he would have said, hey, you know what? Feeling a little queasy about what, the situation with the contagion in general. And just to be safe, remember, guys, not your keys, not your coins. If something happens over there, you're going to lose everything. Who knows when you'll be able to get it back, if you're able to get a portion of it back. That's what he should have said. When he was withdrawing his stuff, he should have been telling you, hey, you know what? I'm withdrawing my stuff. Up to you, but I'm off. I'm out of there. But apparently, nope, he didn't do that. So let's get to his video where I'm going to go through, exactly the nonsense. Oh, and it was funny. Somebody reached out to me today. They're like, oh, I was watching George just to see if, he was talking about you at all. And apparently, I guess, in the live stream where you do the chat, somebody was like adding him at CryptosRUs, and he's like, stop doing that. Stop doing the you're adding me, and it pisses me off, and I'm gonna ban you or take whatever he said or block you or whatever. Like, dude, come on, the thing where your name gets highlighted bothers you? Like, oh my gosh, it just seems like he's a complaint queen. He's a total complaint queen. So let's get to George, a complaining and lying on the Crypto Queen.
To Ben Armstrong. The funny thing
and shout out to Ben Armstrong, who really defended me, because he's like, you know what? There's no way that lady with only 10,000 subscribers would be able to take down that guy's channel. So, Ben was... Thank you, Ben. So let's get to this.
I normally don't pay attention to smaller creators that attack me. I'm like, okay, so what? That's their opinion, right? But I had a lot of time on my hands.
Had some time on his hands.
I started looking, right? I looked at a response video. Because by the time I started looking, she already removed it. I started looking, and it was nasty. Her video about me was not that I have bad takes, not my attack on Ben, even though it was not attacks. I was just responding to Ben. It was none of those things. It was racist, claiming that just because I'm Asian, I must be short. Okay, even though in the video I said I was 5'10", I don't think that's short, but,
Lies. I would never say anything racist. I didn't say anything about his height. I know he's 5'10". What I said was, in the beginning of his video, he was talking about his friend Jet, who is short, and Ben Armstrong said something about his friend being short and, saying he's 5 feet or whatever. And George was like, that's not nice. That's not nice to pick on somebody's physical attribute. Why would you do that? That's not cool. That's not nice. That's what I talked about, that you started your video off with showcasing how it's not nice to pick on someone's physical attributes. I didn't say anything about you being short, and that's not racist.
Well, maybe she likes her partners at 6'5". I don't know.
Coded language there. What does that mean?
Just saying.
How many people you know are 6'5"?
I'm damn ugly, and she's gonna send me a mirror.
That's funny.
So I could notice that.
See what I'm saying? Like, if you grew up with siblings and you have that sibling banter like that, stuff like that just rolls off my back. If somebody said that, you don't even know the stuff that gets said to us, right? Like when at the Christmas table, oh my gosh, this stuff. But listen, if you're an only child, I just don't know his family dynamic. So I don't know, but he just strikes me as an only child.
She's shocked that I'm married with kids, that anyone would marry me.
I did
and
say
basically, slamming the integrity of my wife, really, if you think about it.
Not the integrity, but I did apologize to his wife. I was like, I shouldn't have said that. She was probably drinking when she met you.
And my beautiful kids.
I didn't say anything about his kids. This guy is a liar. I said nothing about his children. I would never bring somebody's kids into it. What I do think, and here's another thing why I don't think he'd survive, not a day in Jersey. Dude, if I go out somewhere to eat and the kids want to split the food, it would never even occur to me to put an order into the kitchen. Hey, you know what? My kids want to split the food, so take this and cut that in half. Then, replate that over here. Then take half of that and then move it. I would just never do that. Kids want to split it from I cut it in half and I grab it with my hand. I put it on. They have mac and cheese. I take the plate and I scrape it half and half. That's the way it is. So that's why they charged him the $2 because they had to take their time to replate everything. But he's just he's entitled, right? He's an entitled freaking Karen, and that's how we say it in Jersey. Karen. He's a Karen. Karen.
And then she goes on and says, yeah, somehow my 20% tip for bad service is cheap. And
oh, all of a sudden he's got bad service because in his other video, he's like, it wouldn't have been fair to not tip the lady because, it wasn't her fault. So now it's bad service. He had one chick that was like, it's $2. So you know what? Being that I know now that he's just a provable liar, I don't believe anything he says. Maybe that whole bit in the restaurant was completely blown out of proportion and embellished. I'm not believing anything this dude says anymore because he complains so damn much and he lies. How do you know when George is lying? His lips are moving.
And she tips 30%.
I do.
Okay. So like I said, she has since
Isn't that
removed
the
that
going
video,
right now?
even before I could watch it, but I saw the response video and I tweeted about it. I'm glad someone responded to her response to me.
We're going to watch a little more than this
she had
because
something to do with it. She has a small presence. I don't think so. Most people haven't heard of her. I haven't heard of her until today. But since I had an extra amount of time.
You know me now. You know me now, George.
Today,
you know it in your head,
what?
George.
There's just a lot of there's a lot of snakes out there. A lot of snakes. And that's not all. What's even more frustrating is this.
This is great.
My long-term
This is hilarious.
partner.
So funny.
I Trust Capital. A lot of you guys know that I've been partnered.
This is what I'm saying. This guy is a complaint queen. Listen to what they said to him.
Up with I Trust Capital for years. Probably 3 years now.
Been with them for years.
Right? They're the biggest company that allows people to buy crypto with their 401k, with their retirement fund, right? I thought we had a really good relationship together. I never shilled them. I had their logo up on the screen.
I never shill them. I have their logo up on the screen and their link in the thing, but I don't shill them.
And I had their link in the description, right? They're solid. At least I thought so. They survived the FTX crash. They survived Celsius. They survived everything. But today, the very day that I get my account banned, hours later, Daniel Martin, who's the head of partnerships, to be honest, I never liked the guy. The guy before that I was dealing with was cool, but he took over a few years ago.
To come up with a
He
song.
sent me an email pretending to care. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, George. I'm sorry that you got banned. But I'm here to let you know. Because I know you got banned and you can't fulfill your obligations, we're not going to pay you anymore. So until you get it back, we're only going to give you half pay. Keep in mind, I understand this is business, okay?
Exactly. It's business. And bear in mind, his channel was down for like 2 seconds, right? So what his pay probably wouldn't have gotten docked at all.
And of course, if I can't show his link and his icon on
He
screen,
got a nice house, though.
I get it, but at least wait until the end of the month, right? Or wait until the end of the day. Wait until maybe to see if I could get my account back, my channel back. No, he sends it hours afterwards. So my response was, so you're telling me if I don't shill I Trust right away, you're not going to pay me. That's what you're saying, right? You don't actually care how I am. You just want me to shill I Trust ASAP. Well, my response, of course, is go F yourself. I'm going to terminate my agreement with you. I don't need this from you, okay?
Oh, you weren't going to pay me for when I didn't work? No, they were going to pay him half for when he didn't. You're not going to pay me for when I'm not working? Only half? I'm out. I'm out.
Okay, it's nice to get that monthly paycheck, but it's not that much, and I really don't need it. I don't need
Clearly, look at that house.
snakes in my life. And he showed his true colors today. So
Seriously, if somebody sent you an email like that and they're like, listen, this is a situation until we know like when you're getting your, because maybe his channel could have been banned for like a month. Like we know that wasn't going to happen, but maybe this guy really doesn't have that much, you know, maybe he's not familiar with the situation. Maybe he didn't know. Maybe he thought it was going to be like months and months, you know, because George's channel was banned in 2020 for several months. So this dude was perhaps thinking it could be a situation like this, and it would only be fair to notify him, hey, this is the deal. Like if he didn't notify him right up front right away, and then George, you know, one would have been an appropriate time to notify George for a month, and then they would have had to pay for a month where he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing.
I said, no more. I'm just going to terminate it. I don't
Do
need to be
you
a
do you
partner
see what I mean about just he complains about
of yours.
if it doesn't go his
Okay?
way,
And I said, I'm going to share
complain.
that with my audience, and I'm going to share that with all the influencers.
I'm going to share it with everybody. Share it with
I'm going to.
everybody.
I will share exactly the email that he wrote me.
Dude, he's
So that's why I'm actually frustrated today, because you know
weak.
you think you know
You're weak,
certain
brah.
people,
You're weak.
or people you don't know. Like I don't know who Crypto Queen is.
You know me now, baby.
So it's frustrating.
And all your
It's very,
people know
very
me
frustrating.
now. I
But
see
here's the
them.
good thing. The counter to that is
It's funny.
there are a lot of people that show tremendous
And by the way, my eyebrows, L'Oreal, baby.
support. I said at the beginning, very grateful for people that showed support, but people that I even don't even talk to, people that you know, other influencers.
I don't need to watch the rest of this. Although I should show you the part where he's bitching about the pool. He's like, here's the pool, you know, the one I've been complaining about. I'm like, oh, what a shock. You were complaining about something, George? No, I'm shocked. So, George, come on, dude. Like, seriously, you would think that, guys, last year, you don't even know like the hell that so many of us went through because we were trying to help this group of investors. It was almost like a cult-like type of thing called Saitama. These people were downright brutal to me. They were freaking brutal. And I never once turned any of them in or report. I'll take that back. I did report one guy only because my friend Crypto Deb was like, I reported this guy. Look what he's doing to you. It was a picture of him strangling me. So that was the only time that I reported. But I hope he does find out what happened to his channel so that he can see it wasn't me. I don't do petty shit like that. Report behind your back. If I reported you, I'd have been like, hey, I reported you and I got your shit taken down. Because that's how I roll. But apparently, just in case you missed it, because I feel the need, like this is very important. Like this is low, man. Look it. Starting from the 2nd to the 11th, the very day he made the video, he was pulling his money off of Celsius. Now, I would like to give George a chance to respond. George, if you'd like to come on my channel so that we can hash it out like adults, and if you want to explain this, maybe that wasn't you. Maybe Bitfinex got it wrong, and maybe you're not the George. I don't want to say the last name because I don't know if people know your last name, so I don't want to do that. But you're more than welcome to come on to the court of the Queen and tell me if indeed that happened, if you'd like to address it at all. Just putting the option out there, George. Would you like to? I also see you got a fight club. I would love to go 10 rounds. Is it 10 rounds over there? Used to be 10 rounds when I boxed. That's right. I'm a pugilist. Didn't know that about me, right? So, yeah, that's my, hopefully this is over because George is just a nightmare. Just a nightmare, George. Please. Come on, dude. Do better. Just you know, get some armor on yourself and be a big boy. Like this is just crypto. You can't do this. This looks weak, bruh. It's weak. So George, do better. And like I said, you'll always have an invitation If you want to come onto my channel and we could talk it out, that you'd be more than welcome. I'd love to have you on. Well, that's going to do it here for me today. I thank you so much for popping by my channel. And don't forget, try to only buy on the red candles, and please take care of yourself. And if George is patronizing your restaurant, fully expect a 20% tip and probably a complaint.